Hey y'all, hey, it's your girl B, and I am back with another video. Today we are going to be talking about how to be a champion goal setter because it's October 3rd, 2023. I'm filming this video today. You probably won't get it for a couple weeks, but that's okay. There are still a few weeks left in this year where we can make some goals and crush some goals and end 2023 off on a strong suit. So stick around if you want to hear how to become a champion goal setter. I got the deets for you coming up soon. Welcome back. I'm really excited to be with y'all again today for another video. As I mentioned before the break, we're going to be talking today about how to be a champion goal setter. But before I get into any of that, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe to this channel. Hit that post notification bell so that you never ever miss a single post from Dreaming with God TV. I have really planned up some really cool content for you guys, some vlogs coming soon and all the things. I don't want you to miss a single bit of it. I don't want you to miss any of it. So make sure you hit that notification bell. So I have been on this really big goal setting kick because I am determined, and by faith I will have the greatest fourth quarter comeback I've ever had in my entire life up to this point. And in order for me to do that, it's all about setting goals, doing something every single day, taking action toward those goals, and really being mindful about being accountable for my goals and keeping my promises to myself and all the things. So today I'm going to be teaching you a little bit about my sort of goal setting and what I'm trying to do this year. I'm going to share with you actually a personal goal that I have for the remainder of this year and how I'm working toward achieving that goal. I hope it inspires you to set some goals for yourself and get to work because we have some time left. We have plenty of time left in this year to accomplish some major things and allow God to work in and through us for all the things He wants to do in our lives this year. So let's get into the video. Okay, so I have been reading this book by Jack Canfield. I will try my best to post down below a link to this book on Amazon. But this is a guy who wrote the Chicken Soup for the Soul series. He's a really popular author, but he wrote this book called The Success Principles, How to Get From Where You Are to Where You Want to Be. This book is like a mentor, a coach, a teacher, all wrapped up into one. And I want to share with you something that I learned from this book, mixed in with a couple other things that I've learned along the way, faith-based, if you will, to really help me refocus on my goals and start taking action so we can end this year off strong. So for me, I've always been a dreamer, a big dreamer. I've always had a lot of goals in my life, and I've always kind of had something that I've worked towards. And what I found over the years is that I have so many things that I'm trying to do at the same time that it can either become overwhelming, and then I find myself not making progress because there's just so many things that I'm working towards. So in reading this book, I decided for the last 13 weeks left in the year, that I'm going to narrow my focus a little bit because I really feel like the research shows that when you have too many goals, it's hard for you to make progress and actually accomplish those things. But when you narrow your goals down to maybe your top 3 or top 4 or top 5 max, you can really focus in on those goals and take those actionable steps towards it and really measure your progress more than if you have like 10, 15, 20 goals, which, you know, for me, that's not uncommon. So I have decided that there are my top 5 goals that I'm going to focus in and put all of my weight on. So for me, it's all about having a very narrow focus for the remainder of this year, not focusing on all the things, just the top 5 things, and really putting my weight on it. So when I say put my weight on it, everything that I have, all of my focus, all of my attention, all of my resources. So the questions that I find myself asking myself now is, does this apply? What I'm getting ready to spend this money on, or what I'm getting ready to do, does it increase or support or do anything for my top 5? And if the answer is no, I'm like, sorry, boo. I'll have to do that after the new year. Or if it does, then I continue on with that. So that's the question that I ask myself. So I have listed out 5 goals for myself. Now I want to share with you something Jack Canfield says in this book. Again, I am going to take an excerpt from The Success Principles, How to Get to Where You Are, how to get from where you are to where you want to be. And he was doing some research, and there was a study that was conducted where they had like 267 participants ranging from age 23 to 72. So it does not matter what age you are. Everybody, as long as you still got breath in your body, can set a goal and work towards it and achieve it. I repeat, it does not matter how old you are. As long as you have breath in your body, you can set a goal, work toward that goal, and achieve that goal, right? So that's what I loved about this study. So in the study, there were 5 groups. The first group were people who all they did was just simply think about their goals. They didn't write them down. They didn't do nothing. They thought about their goals, right? The second group, groups 2 and 3, all they did was think about their goals, but they also took the next step of not just thinking about their goals, they also wrote them down. So groups 2 and 3 thought about their goals and they wrote them down. Group 4, on the other hand, they thought about their goals, they wrote their goals down, but then they shared their goals with a friend, right? So they went that extra step and spoke it out of their mouth. So remember how I was teaching y'all before, you think, you speak, you manifest, right? So they thought about it, they wrote it down, because the Bible says, write the vision and make it plain, so he who reads it can run, right? So they wrote it down, and then they went and shared it with a friend, which means they had to speak it out of their mouths, right? So once you put it in the atmosphere with your words, then the creation process starts, right? But group number 5 was the only group that did the last thing. So they thought about their goals, they wrote them down, they shared it with a friend, but then they also had to be accountable every week for giving a progress report to a friend, right? So I know some of you who are watching this video today, you think about your goals all the time. You might even have a vision board, or you might actually write your goals down, but you might not be doing those last 2 things, like sharing it with a friend. And then that really true part, the accountability part, is reporting to that faith friend or that accountability partner every single week on your progress. It's different when you set a goal and then you tell somebody what your goal is, but then you got to go back and report to them every week on your progress. In your decision making throughout each week, you're more inclined to make wiser decisions, because you know that you got to tell that person why you ate, 10 donuts versus eating the healthy food and having to deal with the repercussions of that conversation. So I'll tell you what the results were. So for the first group, who all they did was think about their goals, they achieved 43%. So 43% of that group achieved their goals, right? For group 2 and 3 who thought about their goals, but then they also wrote them down, 56% of them achieved their goals. So a little more than half of the group actually achieved their goals simply by thinking and writing it down. Now, group number 4, the group who thought about their goals, who wrote them down and then shared it, just told someone what their goals were, they achieved 64% of their goals. So better, more than half, better, but I will tell you that group number 5, the group who thought about their goals, who wrote their goals down, they shared it with a friend, but then every single week they had to be accountable for those goals and tell them what the progress they were making. They achieved, that group, 76% of their goals. So you're almost at 100%. 76% is not bad. So let's say you have this goal in your heart, like, I want to lose, 15 pounds by the end of the year. That is so possible, boo. That is so possible. If you think about that goal, that's great. Go a step further and write that goal down. But if you really want to get to it, you have to tell someone that that's your goal, and then have an accountability partner that you report to every week on your eating habits, how much water you drank, how many times you exercised for that week, what did you eat that was protein full, did you have a cheat day, like what you did. And you will probably have, based on this study, 76% chance of achieving that goal. So even if you don't get all 15, maybe you get 12, that's a win. That's 12 pounds that you lost, that you had, you know what I'm saying? Or you could do well beyond that, because that's just a statistic, right? So why are we not really, or half setting goals for ourselves? So let's talk about how to do it the right way. So I decided I'm gonna go with what the research says, and I'm gonna do what Jack talks about in his book. And so I really took the time a couple of weeks ago to think about this question. It's December 31st, 2023. What are the top 5 things that I could achieve that will make me say, girl, 2023 was a bomb year and I achieved what I set out to do? What are the top 5 things that I could sit back on December 31st and say, if I didn't achieve anything else this year, I achieved these things and I feel good about myself? So I thought about what they were and I wrote them down on this really big index card. And what Jack talks about in the book is when you set a goal for yourself, you have to make sure that you tell yourself what the goal is, be very specific, and you have to tell yourself when. So give yourself a deadline as well as a time. So for example, the goal that I'm going to actually share with y'all, this is a real life goal that I have, and I'm speaking in my face. So I'm already on, look, I've already thought about it. I have already written it down, and now I'm sharing with a friend. Okay, so I'm on step 3. Now I have an accountability partner. He's my husband. I can tell him all things. So I will report to him every week on my actual progress toward these goals and the things that I have done. And I trust that he will give me good feedback and help me along the way. So I'm doing what Jack is saying. And come December 31st, watch me surpass this goal. Y'all want to see what it is? All right, so this is my goal. It says on here, I wrote it down on an index card. It says, I will grow my YouTube channel to 500 subscribers and reach over 3,000 watch hours by Friday, December 22nd, 2023 at 5 p.m. You can't get more specific than that. So I put it in the tense of I will grow my YouTube channel. I put how much, 500 subscribers, 3,000 watch hours, and when, Friday, December 22nd, 2023 at when, 5 p.m. I'm going to achieve this goal because every week I'm going to be doing things, to help me towards that goal. So it is, practicing editing, watching. I have a YouTube online course that I'm taking, to help me learn the tips and tricks of how to grow my channel and all the things like that. So completing that course, showing up every week because you can't get views if you're not posting content regularly, making sure that I take the time to schedule my content, thinking up ideas, creative ideas, and just getting better at it each and every day, and showing up as my true, authentic self, right? So that's the goal that I wrote down. So my challenge for you is to think about the top, maybe you got 3 things, maybe it's 1 thing. Start with 1 or 2 things that if you sat down on December 31st at 5 p.m. and you reflected back on the past 12 weeks and you have this goal, what would you say to yourself you would want to achieve by the end of this year? There is still time left in the game, y'all. Let's not throw in the towel on our goals and dreams for this year. There is plenty of time left for us to achieve like a champion by setting goals. So what is that goal for you? Write it down. First you got to think about it, then write it down. Share it with a friend, and then identify an accountability partner that you can have to report to every single week on your progress toward whatever that goal is. So another thing that Jack talks about in his book is reviewing your goals every day. And this is the thing that gets you from 76% to 100% attainment. So a lot of times we do all those things, but we never take the time each day to review our goals. We have to keep it before us. Like the word says, meditate on these words day in, day out, morning and night. And so one thing that I've also added is I set a timer in my phone or an alarm in my phone for 8:30 a.m. and 8:30 p.m. every single day, Sunday through Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, love. Okay, anyway. I have an alarm on my phone for every day, 8:30 a.m. and 8:30 p.m. And it reminds me to review my top 5 goals. So I pull out this little thing. I've got all my goals written here, right? And I went ahead and just made sure that I set aside time. And all it takes is 2 or 3 minutes where I look at my goals, I say them out of my mouth, and I visualize for a moment what that's going to look like for me. Another thing that I did to help me in the visualization process is I put a picture on the back of each one of my goals. So for me, for YouTube, it says, thank you, YouTube, for 500 subscribers. And so I just thank God. This is my reminder to say thank you, God, for my 500 subscribers and my over 3,000 hours of watch time. Legitimately, this is what I do, y'all. I'm not making this crap up. This is what I do every single day. I have it visualized in my mind, and this is my reminder to thank God in advance for all he has already done. Because just because I don't see it in the natural yet doesn't mean it hasn't manifested in the spiritual. So I'm just bringing it on out, right? So I add a picture to the back of my card of what visually to represent what that is. 8:30 a.m. and 8:30 p.m. every day, I review my goals. So you got to keep it before you and keep reminding yourself of what your goals are. So when you're making choices and decisions in your life, it's aligned to what your goals are. Another thing, and y'all heard me talk about this a couple videos, but every time I set a goal or there's a dream in my heart or something that I want to achieve or attain, I sow seed for it. So everything that I have put inside my top 5 for the remainder of the year, I have sown a seed, a faith seed for it. And they were seeds, y'all. Seeds, right? But I've sown seed toward these things. And I believe the most important thing that I've also done, in addition to the other things that I just shared, was I've prayed over these goals. And I continue to pray for these goals every single day. In my heart of hearts, I know that this is God's will for me because it aligns to the things that he desires. Oh, real fast. So some people might ask, well, how do you know if it's God's will, right? If it pertains to life and godliness, it's God's will. Okay, so abundance is God's will because it pertains to godliness, because God is an abundant God. So if you're, seeking God for more increase, abundance, healing, it pertains to life and godliness, then it's God's will. Ask him for it and believe in your heart, and it'll be done for you. So those are the things that I have done to really achieve my goals for the remainder of 2023. I look forward to December 31st and coming back and sharing with you my progress towards attaining this goal. And I believe it, my God is an exceeding abundantly beyond whatever I ask. Ephesians 3:20 says that, our God will do exceedingly abundantly above all you could ever ask, think, dream of, or imagine, according to the power that worketh in us. So through me, God will help me, to create better content and grow and learn and become the YouTuber that I aspire to be and to grow this channel. And I believe that it's already done. And I thank you for being a part of that journey. So that's all I have for y'all today. I wish you all the best. Remember, it ain't over till it's over. It's not over till God says it's over. And you still have plenty of time left in this year. I encourage you to set some goals for yourself. Think about it. Write it down. Share it with somebody else. And then get yourself an accountability partner to report to every week. Outside of that, make sure you review your goals daily, morning and night if you can. Put those dreams before you and those goals before you every single day. Review them. Imagine what it's like. Feel what it's like. Sow seed towards it. Doesn't matter how big or how small the seed is. A seed is a seed, baby. Put some seed in the ground towards your goals and dream. And then most of all, pray over it and ask God to give you direction, wisdom, and guidance and the strength you need to achieve all that's in your heart. I hope this video blessed you guys, and I will be back next week with a vlog for you. Wait, is that next week? I don't know, but I'll be back next week with something for you. If no one has told you in a while, I love you, and I am so proud of you. Keep dreaming with God. I will see y'all next week. Have a great one. Bye.